Hello, we are the FarmMB team, and today we are going to present the API of the project.
Here is the first endpoint that we are going to use in our project. There is the Arduino post. Here we will be calling first the endpoint, then the Arduino ID, and then the date where it was created, and we will send that information. Then it will throw the next data. That is the Arduino ID, the date, and the response. And then in the MongoDB, we will see the new Arduino data. And if it already exists, it will throw the next message.
Now the next endpoint is to create sensors data in our Arduino object. So the endpoint begins with the word option. Then we send the Arduino's ID, the temperature, the variable of the temperature with its value, then the food and the quality of the air, and the date where this when this measurement was sent. And now, if we send it, we will get all the information as a JSON, and in the database, the data in the main object will be updated with the last update date, and in the measurements array, it will be another object with all the data and the date when it was created. So if we send it again, the information will be again updated, and the measurement will be received another object with that information.
The next endpoint is the delete endpoint, which works with the ID of the Arduino. If we send it, it returns delete, and it can be seen on the database. If we send the same again, it will return not found.
Here we will explain how the endpoints work. And the first one is the Arduino post with the method get. Here we create the endpoint that was called in the insomnia, and then with the function insert Arduino, we will we will create the Arduino ID. We will be asking for it. Then we will be creating a variable flag. In this variable, we will go to the function in measurements. This function is the check if Arduino exists. It will look for the ID that was called, and if if it exists, it will return false. If it doesn't exist, it will return true. And then in the insert Arduino function, we will be asking for the day where it was created. If the method say that it was true, and we will insert the new data that is the Arduino ID, the air quality, the food, and the temperature, and the last update that is the date when it was created, and the measurements of the data that was inserted. Then if the value was true, it will give you the next data. That is the response, the Arduino ID, and the date where it was created. If it was false, it will tell you that the Arduino already exists.
Now the next endpoint is the one with the option in the URL. It uses the insert function. In this endpoint, we will create the following variables: the Arduino ID, the temp, food, air quality, and the date when it was created. And the values will be taken from the request sent by the Arduino. Next, in the database, we will update one, and the one that will update is the one with the Arduino ID we sent. So now we are going to push the data of the sensors and the date to a new object inside of the array measurements. And next, we are going to update the data in the main object of the Arduino with the new food, the new temperature, and the new date. And finally, we will get a return without the data to see if it was correct.
The next endpoint is the delete endpoint, which works with a string, which is the data. And we go to measurements, where there is the function called delete. It works with the abort if not exist function. It works with the ID of an Arduino, which receives it, and if it exists, the process continues. If not, it returns our error, which says that the Arduino is not found. So then the delete process continues, where it receives an ID, and all the information contained in that ID is deleted in the database. At the end, it returns a message that says that the ID is deleted.
Okay, here is the simulator. Okay, and how it works. First, we have the variables that these variables are that which the Arduino starts. Then we have the Arduino ID that is hard coded and is installed in each environment. So when once you turn the Arduino, the first you start the request. So then the function compares the data from the sensors and how much they have changed. If there was an important change, sends you a true. If not, it sends you a false. Then we have a loop. When the loop is opened, we have the measurements that are sent by the Arduino, and it repeats with the data of the variables, and these are generated, and in addition we have the date and the time where it was created. Then we have if we have an important change, it's checked and in the pass function, and if there was a change, an important change, it sends you all the information if a request is made, and it sends the data. Then we have the variables of the last measurements, and these are changed with the new ones that are the newest that send the function. Then if we don't have important changes, it is not sent, and it's waited 3 seconds to repeat the loop. Okay, then we're going to start the simulator to check the data. Once the simulator is start, we have different data.
Ahí le haces un cortecillo porque tarda en prender.
Sí, man. Pues ya que hago. So here we have the different data that is sending to the database on MongoDB. That is here. Then the page is reload, and we have the different data that with the different objects, and that's it. This is how the simulator is working.